The Vengeance of God by Ian Wilson. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord, or so the scriptures tell us. Many, probably most of us, are uncomfortable with the concept of God's vengeance. How can a loving God be vengeful? We must understand that in the ancient Near East, the ideas of justice and vengeance are intertwined in ways that modern Western minds don't automatically comprehend. The Greek and Hebrew words that are typically translated vengeance in most English versions mean something like righteous punishment of wrongdoing or upholding of righteousness. God has a standard of justice that is far above our own. He is righteousness. It is part of his very nature. If he were not, he would not be God. Part of the problem is that we, in our sinful humanity, cannot experience wrath in the same way that God does. When we are wronged, our desire is to visit misfortune upon the party that wronged us. I have certainly experienced this feeling many times. I want others to hurt the way they hurt me. We tend to go overboard with our desire for vengeance, which is why an eye for an eye exists. The Old Testament laws for retribution existed to prevent over-the-top violence. In that time, and still in many tribal cultures today, violence could go on for generations because of one person's offense. An eye for an eye exists specifically to limit retribution to one single individual at one time, so that it does not spark a tribal blood feud. When Christ came, he came to reconcile the world to himself and to reconcile all people to each other. He commanded us to love one another, even our enemies and persecutors, as 1 Peter 3:9 KJV says, not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing. You see, we don't need to like our enemies. We do not need to feel affectionate toward them, but we must not hate them either. It is acceptable to feel angry when wrongs are committed. Our blessed Lord was angry when his house was desecrated by thieves. We must, however, hand that anger over to God, as King David did in Psalm 25. Vengeance belongs to God, and we must trust that he will put an end to those who do evil.